Okay, everybody, we are back with another episode of Barbie Does Dating. I am your host, Miss Barbie Berg. We are here with producer extraordinaire, Nicoletti.
Hello.
We are also here with the dating coach to the stars, Kristin Sokol.
Hello, it's me.
And
join my Facebook group.
Yes, don't forget the Facebook group. Okay. Everyone, Steve Soelberg is back in the house.
He's in a pod.
Steve, can you say hi?
Hello, this is... Sorry. We were doing bad impressions earlier.
Okay,
I don't know if it's appropriate, but...
It's not. Just give me
It's
your
not.
Don't do that
reading.
stuff.
Okay, I have to give
No
people...
more Christopher Reeves.
You did it.
I have to give you
You
guys
did it.
a visual. Steve is in one of those full body massage chairs, and it leans back, so you're in
I
like...
found a
We'll
lean
put
back
one
button.
in the show notes.
Yes,
Put a
we'll try
picture.
to post some pictures, and it leans him back, but it's kind of pinned his arms because it's like inflating, so he can only move his head. And he literally looks like a quadriplegic at the moment. And it's just, yeah.
He's making the most of it.
He is making the most of it.
Well, there's a little screen, and it feels like that's how I talk. Like maybe the little screen could like speak and say for me.
Give us some
Like
chatter.
if we were to talk about dating.
Let me just say, we're going to try to start video recording our podcast.
We're
and
talking about it.
We're going to try to figure it out, and I really wish it was happening today because visually Steve is...
We would have some good... Welcome to Barbie Does Dating. That's not it either.
That was good.
Welcome to Barbie Does Dating.
Oh my God. Why do you sound like Hannibal
Irish.
Lecter?
He's Irish.
Yeah, something changed. Something changed in this impression.
You got the Irish
Put the
button
lotion
on.
in the basket. Barbie Does Dating. That's not it either. I mean, that's not right, but all right.
I'm sorry. I know everybody's probably like, what are they laughing at?
Nick is also here. I don't think you said.
no,
We
she
did.
I did.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Okay. Were you before me? Okay.
Yes.
Very first.
It's just, we love having Steve back. Can I just tell you, it makes me so much happier when Steve is around.
Yeah.
been very
and you
relaxed.
too. And you too.
You're sweet. He is the best. Steve is the best.
We have the best of times.
We have
We
the
have the
best
be-
of
Never mind.
times.
All right. It feels wrong. That's why I'm having a hard time. Is because for some
You're
reason,
doing like
when
a
only
crunch.
3 people know that I'm a horrible person, it's fine. But when the whole internet can know, it's too much pressure.
Oh my
You
goodness.
can rest
Okay.
your head.
Yeah, rest. It is kind of work, huh? Putting your
You're
head
like
up.
doing a crunch to get up to the mic.
I am so sorry. You guys, before we went on the air with this one, we were laughing so hard. Kristen and I were crying. So we're just a little slap happy at the moment.
I know.
So-
Everyone's like, this isn't
Better
funny.
to listen to this like after 10 p.m. That's
Yes.
when your standards get lower.
If you could get a little slap happy when you listen to this,
Watch some never
Steve
mind.
Soelberg stand up first.
Watch some kids on the spectrum dating stuff.
Love on the Spectrum. It's the best.
It is the best. I saw a kid do a killer impression of all the boys on there.
He did. It was hilarious. It
Very
was-
good.
Steve only knew about it because he came in and was doing the quote from Connor that's gone viral.
I love his where he goes, what does he say?
I can hear
What's his
just fine.
first- I can hear you fine. Speak. I think that's pretty good.
It was actually pretty good. Have you seen
I
season
love
3
when
yet,
he
Nick?
No,
says
not
that.
yet.
Speak. Okay, anyways.
It's so funny.
It sounds a little offensive, but it's because we love him so much.
he's so funny.
Do you want me to play you this reel of Connor that I sent to somebody earlier today?
Yes?
Yes.
Play it.
So this,
So the scene is when he and this is spoilers. The scene
Oh.
is from when he's having a date with Georgie, and then
Uh-huh.
he needs to go and powder his nose.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And so he's still mic'd. So this is him
Oh, boy.
Oh, it's so sweet.
muttering.
Georgie, would you excuse me a moment? I need to use the restroom.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back.
Okay.
And for the premise, it says, "How I expect my man to act anytime he leaves my presence."
Yes.
She is something else. Where have you been all my life? Where have you? Where have you tutta la mia vita.
The Italian.
Excuse me a moment.
What did you just say? Was that even
break
Italian
into-
or was it
I
made
think-
up?
He does speak Italian, huh?
Speak Italian.
I thought that was
It
It means
Spanish.
something good. It means something good about Georgie.
Their first
all
kiss.
of my life.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Their
Yeah.
first kiss was like something out of a movie. Like his
He
reaction.
does the best faces.
It was the best. If you don't watch it, you guys have got to watch
really-
it.
It's
then
like not
she
using
said it was
AI.
her first kiss
Yeah.
too. That was cute.
And
It was like,
They're-
that's the
they're
first
the actual
kiss.
best.
I feel like we need to like get compensated for how much we promote Love on the
We
Spectrum.
do. We should.
He does
They owe
call her
us.
a demi-goddess. I've
does.
seen a lot of girls who say, if I'm not called a demi-goddess, which I'm kind of a little nerdy
Really?
here, being like, don't you want to be a full goddess? Why are you happy? So demi-goddess? I think they think that is better, but I don't know.
We'll take what we can get.
Yeah.
We're happy
all right.
with being a goddess of any kind.
Yeah, demi-goddess.
Okay, Kristin is in charge of this one.
So I have had a multitude of conversations this week with clients, which, by the way, you could become one. I am taking new clients at the moment, which is I'm not always. My doors are not always open. But I've had several conversations this week. Steve is moving in the chair.
He's rising like Frankenstein
Slowly
from
back to
his slumber.
full health. Yes. I'm awake now. Speak.
I took a video of that part so you can see him slowly coming up. I'm so sorry. You guys can't see this, and I'm so sorry.
It's
Anyways,
an amazing
continue.
chair.
Okay. All right. So I've had several conversations
gosh.
this week with clients who have, and this is so relatable. You guys, everybody in this room is going to relate. Like there's this thing that you need to do in order to make progress, and you can do it, but you just don't want to do it. It's just not easy to do. So for one of my clients this week, it was like, there's an event that I registered to go to, and now it's after work and I'm hungry and I would rather just go home and eat dinner. But if I go home and eat dinner, then I'm going to like be really late, and it's like not for a late entry. Right. And so I get it, but it's like, I started talking about like, this is an investment, right? So if we're putting money into our 401ks, if we're putting money into the market, this is money we could be spending on candy, right? Or on whatever it is that people spend their money on. But instead, we're putting it, we're reallocating that into some sort of investment that will serve us in the future. And there is the day of reckoning is coming, and you're going to be really glad that you did that. Or if you didn't do it, you're going to be really sad you didn't do it. So in the case of these conversations that I'm referencing today, like it takes an investment, and I get it. And it's not always easy, and you don't feel like it, and you don't want to do it. But we're going to talk, the topic is like dating like an investor and the smart strategies that are going to help you find the one.
Love it.
Okay. So the core concept here, I usually print in 16 font, then I don't need my glasses. So the core concept is you wouldn't pour your life savings into a company because it felt right? Or you wouldn't buy an expensive home without doing a thorough inspection, right?
Yeah.
But we are sometimes doing that with the decisions we make with our love life. And it's always, in what I was referencing earlier, like it's always easier to sit on the sidelines and be safe with your bag of money and your resources, which is, effort and emotional energy and like fear of rejection or embarrassment or those things, right? It's easier not to do it. But if you spend your money on nothing, it can't grow into anything, right? So it costs to invest, and you have to part with some of your resources and take a risk. And over time, your investments grow. And over time, the bags of money that you don't invest get squandered and amount to nothing. So first of all, thoughts on that. And then I have, 5 or 6 like metaphor tips on how we can
There's
do
a
this.
parable in the New Testament that sounds like this.
Share.
Well, the parable of the talents. If you're given a talent and you bury it, a certain amount of resources and you bury it, that's not what the purpose of having the resources to begin with.
Yeah.
The purpose was to invest it, to risk it in some way.
Right.
And in the risking of it, you gain something. And I think that that's part of the dating risk is even if you do risk your time or your energy or your emotions, you still gain something from it. There's always a gain.
Yeah.
You may not feel like it in some moments, but even after you've gone through like a pretty serious relationship and you've had a breakup, or even if you went on one date and it was terrible and it didn't go anywhere, you still gained something. But if you sat at home and did nothing, you gained nothing.
Right. Even if you don't like the result of what you gain from the original, originating the energy and the enthusiasm to try, it didn't work, right? I didn't feel good. I didn't get the result. I still walked away feeling like this is never going to work out, or I don't fit in, or whatever it is that you're feeling. Then we can take that what happened experience and, that's some of the magic of coaching is it's not like, I give people these strategies and they go and do them and then it works and then they find their person and then they get married. It's a learning, like it's iterations upon iterations of learning, and that ultimately, and it's that trying that gets you there, right? It's multiplying those talents. So, I was having a conversation about, with one of my guy clients, and he is, a little more on the introverted side. A lot of my clients are. And he was actually pretty enthusiastic. I gave him a list of tasks that he could go do, and he took that to heart and, made it his own and went and had the experience and but didn't really like fully execute because there were obstacles in the way, right? Like sometimes we physically get boxed out of a group convo and it's like we can have to like shoulder our way in, and that's hard. Right? We've been there.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, we talked about like, because he had that experience and it didn't work, then he brings it back in coaching. We talk about, okay, so what were the options there? Right? Or there were other instances where he had something to add, but it could have been unwelcomed or maybe intrusive or maybe like seemed aggressive. So didn't say anything and, didn't feel like at the end, like his presence was known. But that was also such good learning, right?
Mm-hmm.
Such good experiential learning, even though it didn't get him where he wanted to be. Like we fine-tuned it together, and he is now able to go and show up and feel like, okay, here I am in that same position. And now I know I can go this direction or I can go this direction.
Mm-hmm.
And both of those are better than staying home,
Yeah.
right? Even if they don't work.
Well, for me, I know I'm somebody who learns from failure. Like, I need to do things wrong to figure out how to do things right.
Yeah.
So,
I think we all do.
yeah, that's true.
Hopefully we all do.
I mean-
I don't know. There's a point of me that's like, what lesson? I don't know. Sometimes I feel like singleton, you go, maybe there's a certain point where I've learned what I need to learn and I'll be done. Which is a very, I don't know, maybe that's more of a religious viewpoint a
Sure.
little bit. But I don't know.
Well, if you think that married people have learned all that they need to learn, and so they are given this, that's not it either.
No, yeah,
What?
that's true.
You guys are perfect.
Ha!
You guys are all done. Barbie and I are not done.
We're not
Nope.
done.
But maybe that's great because I like brownies. Not all the way cooked.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
a
yeah.
little bit, a little
Way
Is that
better
true?
that way.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
I
they're
like the
gooey.
hard stuff on the edges.
Me too.
Well, you can
like
still get crispy.
Crunchy.
You can still get crispy edges.
Just kidding.
What
Yeah,
about
yeah.
do you like it like battery and gritty,
A little bit, yeah.
not just
Let's
like a
talk
little
more.
gooey?
Yeah, it's
It's
so
yummy.
good.
Why are we
Gooey.
talking about this?
Ooey gooey.
I think we're hungry.
Because that's how this podcast actually is we get sidetracked a lot, and it makes us charming.
It's adorable.
It's what
People
I like
love
to
it.
tell myself. We're charming and quirky.
Did you have more?
No, well, I could talk more about brownies, but I should probably stop.
What about like ice cream? on
Well,
top?
yeah, you have
Olive
to have
oat.
vanilla ice cream with it.
Yes.
And it's vanilla. I mean, that sounds boring, but
No,
it
but
has
Not
it's
to
with
be
the chocolate
vanilla.
brownie.
It's
No,
the
that's
perfect.
good.
Wait,
Yeah.
do we have to do hot fudge on top of that? If
No.
we're gonna do vanilla,
No
'Cause-
necesito, but I'm not going to say no.
See, but I don't like hot fudge. It has to be Nestle's chocolate syrup.
you're not into hot fudge.
No.
You like?
It's too thick.
Do you like Hunt's ketchup over Heinz 57?
No, it's Heinz.
Okay, thank you. At least that.
Jeez.
It's not Nestle. I know that.
Homemade ketchup. I've never made it. I
I've
don't
never
know.
had homemade ketchup. I don't want it. I
Some
want
places.
Heinz.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Tangent,
Okay,
bringing
so
back.
I like
let's
us.
get on to, so that's the concept of what we're
Okay.
going to talk about is like dating like we do investing, right? Which
Okay.
is intentional. If I'm going to put my money into a company, I want to know that there's going to be a return on this investment. I want to know that there's solid practices. Oh, I saw a finger
I have
go
a
up.
question.
You're
'Cause
so much more responsive now and engaged now that you're
Because he's done with his massage.
I'm
session
awake.
is over.
One of my investing strategies is that I will put money in and not mess with it. Because sometimes I tend
It's
to.
a long game.
Yeah, yeah. So it's like if you're going to invest, don't plan on pulling it out in the next 2 months. Plan on leaving it there for 2 years. I don't know that that's the same with dating per se, but maybe there is a degree of patience.
I think there absolutely is. I think that what you're playing is the long game there. You're investing in one thing and you're letting it kind of stay. I think that's part of investing. You could say that that's personal, but I'm saying I think part of dating is learning to be in a relationship, not just going on dates, but dating to be in a relationship, and a relationship is more of a long-term investment.
It can be.
I think there's a point. Well, I think the time scale is different. I've heard that anywhere from 6 months to 18 months in dating. Did you tell me this?
No, it sounds like a
I think you
familiar
did.
stat.
That's your sweet spot. And after that 18 months, or 2 years, I think it might be 2 years
6 to
actually.
18. Yeah.
After that point, the new knowledge gained does not benefit you any greater. Like the likelihood that relationship is going to not work out actually goes downhill. Like we were watching, I watch a lot of shows now that you wouldn't expect me
to the
to. We were
club.
watching Say Yes to the Dress last
Oh my
night.
He
gosh.
also did watch that with us. Sorry, Steve.
It was
I've seen a lot
I
of them.
love to watch that on the airplane. I don't know where to get it otherwise, but they have it on the airplane.
It's on the Max app. Because it's on
Max.
TLC.
Okay.
Actually, I think Amazon Prime has it now too.
Really? I don't have Max right now.
There was one couple that they had been dating for 10 years.
10 years.
10 years. And then they got married at the it's not stupid,
No,
but
dumb.
I feel like if you've been dating 10 years, don't get married at the Little White Wedding Chapel in Vegas. Do something that says 10 years, dude.
Or if you're
Not
going to
something
do
that
it,
says like impulsive.
What says 10 years?
10 years, I think it's like maybe a destination, maybe something
Sandals, Jamaica?
that you paid for. Southwest Jamaica. Did you say Southwest?
Sandals.
Sandals.
Sandals Jamaica.
I was like, why Southwest? Does Jamaica have zones?
It's Montego Bay, right?
Welcome to Southwest Jamaica. Mom, we have jerk chicken. Howdy. I'm a Jamaican. All right, so
You're so good at
I
accents,
don't.
Steve.
Those are pretty bad. Here's a Jamaican man in the Southwest. I don't know. Anyways, I don't know. Yeah, it seems like there's a certain time frame on investing might not be time frame on relationship in terms of committedness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a metaphor.
Yeah, metaphore.
But I agree. Well, we were talking about it last night. Poor Steve. I'm like, Jill and I are watching Say Yes to the Dress. And it's like, sorry, Steve, you're sitting on the couch. You have to watch it with us. Mm-hmm. And as soon as they said, oh, they've been dating for 10 years. And I'm like, oh, no. And Steve's like, why? And I said, because so many people that if they've been dating for 8+ years, the chances of them getting divorced within that first year are astronomical.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's not great.
Yeah.
Was it with 10 friends?
No.
It
That's,
prompted.
Queer Eye.
It
But
prompted a Google.
I watched airplane episodes where he did Say Yes to the Dress in the bridal shops.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh, huh. I haven't seen that one.
Yeah.
He's great.
There's like,
He's
he was
fabulous.
like a guest.
Oh, really?
guest
I haven't
doing
seen
it.
that one. He's so pretty.
But they said that 70% of the season 1.
Are divorced.
Really?
Yeah.
Say Yes
Somebody
to the
went and looked
Dress?
up each person from
Oh,
season
that's
1.
not good.
Yeah.
So there's some correlation of people who want to be featured on TV.
I think
No,
it's more.
It's the money spent. Didn't we have a thing on that? There
Yeah.
was some stat that they found on how much you spend on your dress, your wedding ring, and your wedding actually impacts, well, not impacts, but
But-
it just seems like the stats are, there's a kind of like a bell curve that if you're nothing, it doesn't go well. But if you spend
Yeah.
a little bit, it goes great. And then as you spend way too much, it just drops off dramatically.
I think there's a
Yeah.
part where people try to make up for lack of investment in terms of what they're investing in the relationship
Yes.
with money.
Yeah.
So they're
Yes.
like, I haven't really tried that hard, so I'll pay a lot.
Have you seen that bit Nate Bargatze does about the family wedding he attended?
No.
It's on one of the specials.
I don't think
Oh
so.
my gosh, it's so funny. And it's like a backyard wedding and the DJ was the local radio station.
Yeah.
Commercials and
And
everything.
wasn't he a guy that was like missing an arm or something?
Yeah. And then somebody forgot their shirt. It's like the bride's father forgot his like dress shirt, so he just wore the jacket and bare skin. And it just was like, you know what? We're just gonna do it.
Yeah.
We're not gonna
It
worry
is
about
what it is. But it is interesting though, because I think you bring up a good point. Like people that invest this much money in their weddings, it's all so much for social media. It's all so much for this stuff.
Right.
And you're right. It's like they're trying to make up for the long-term connection that they probably don't have.
Yeah, may not have.
Again, as someone who's never been married and who is about ready to get a bunch of cats just for fun. So,
Cats are so fun.
oh, I love them.
That's what I'm getting in my feed, by the way. It's just cat stuff. I'm allergic to cats, but I do love to watch cats. Okay, so
They're
I've
the
got
best.
some
Sorry,
talking
we have
points.
a point. Yes.
I've got some talking points. So I've got, I don't know, 7 of them.
Okay.
First one, define your investment goals, right? Or your relationship intentions. Okay. So what's your end game? What am I doing with this investment? Am I here to find my one and only? Or am I here for long-term companionship that I'm okay? It doesn't have to be forever, but I hope it's longer than 6 months. Or am I looking to start a family? Or do I just need a travel partner, right? Am I just looking for some,
Yeah.
anything on that spectrum? It's okay as long as you know what your original goal is and your partner is also there. You can adjust the level of committedness to it and emotional energy and enthusiasm and vulnerability based on what it is that you're trying to get out of this situation. Because not
Definitely.
all of us want to be married.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. So then the other thing that they say is to diversify your methods.
Yeah.
Right? So we're going to divide our intentionality and how we're acting between the ways that we might be able to meet people, which are what?
Oh, I'm a big fan of in person,
Yes.
talking to people in person.
Yes.
Well, and you can even break that down further, like people you meet at church, people that you meet at work, people that you meet at, activities,
Yes.
things like that, where if you're just, there's so many different levels
I
there.
do hear people always say, meet people at the gym or at the grocery store. I don't ever meet people there.
But you could.
You
Actually,
could.
I've seen things lately that say that that's a big faux pas to do that at the gym.
I think the gym might not be a place.
It may seem like it, but I think I've
Could
even
be.
seen it at my gym that says
Don't do this.
that's a no because you don't know if the person
That
wants
makes
it or
that
welcomes
makes it
or
so much hotter. It's not allowed.
They're not into me.
This is
I'm
naughty.
not allowed.
they're going to break the
to
rules
flirt
to
with
talk
you.
to me.
I will
My-
get put in prison.
My main girl, Victoria, that used to model for me, she met her husband at the gym.
I'm not saying it's not
No,
possible.
but you do have to be careful. Like for me, it's more of like, okay, it's great to strike up friendships, but then you need to be very cautious if it goes to romantic.
I think activities are better.
Yeah.
Like if it's an activity, and even gyms have
Yeah.
those types of activities sometimes.
like a class or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
Where they're like, feel free to
Tournaments.
talk to each other.
Yeah, competitions.
It's the walking up to someone while they're at a machine.
Say, excuse me, can you take those AirPods out of your ears?
Yeah.
I want to make a remark to
Yeah.
you.
I have something to say. Are you all done?
Do you know that episode of Seinfeld at the gym where Elaine is crushing on somebody at the gym? That's a
Yeah.
good one.
Yes,
Oh,
I love
yeah.
that.
Okay, so the main ways we meet people are apps. So
Yeah.
that's number one. And on how we meet our people is on a dating app.
And is this true or false? I read this today. They said that the apps are a product, and sometimes they'll see somebody that you could match with, but they're like, not yet. Let's let them spend a little bit more money, and then we'll
Oh.
show them that person after about 3 months.
I actually have heard
4
that
months.
before too.
Really?
But
it's
I
like
don't
they-
know
have
if it's
some
true or not.
colleagues of mine that I should ask that question too, if that's true or
They
not.
would lose a customer too fast, right?
Here's the thing about losing customers. There's so many singles. It's like fish in the barrel. I really don't think they're worried about too many people
That's a really good point.
like getting
odds of
married, and
that.
then there's no more single, because people are always growing up, right, and getting of age, and they
the
have a
more
perpetual supply.
Happy couples you see, the more likely you're going to want to hop on an app.
I think
They
it's
need success stories to
yes,
be
I think
relevant.
Yeah.
so. Okay, another great way we meet is through setups. So if you're not getting any, there are strategies that you can invest in, right? Put some energy and some enthusiasm towards asking the people in your network who know great people to fix you up. And there are non-tacky ways to do that. Maybe you could use AI to help you devise a conversation that you could have with people where if you want more setups, right? If you're not getting them, that doesn't mean you can never not get them. You can get them.
Yeah.
So another way is events.
Yep.
So if
Singles
you
mingle
if
5K.
you,
That's
singles
right.
mingle 5K. If you don't have anything on your calendar, and you're single and lonely and don't like that, put some things on your calendar. Like I don't know how many of
And
my
commit
clients
to it.
I have
Actually do
gotten
it.
to sign up to join a pickleball club, but it's multiple.
Yeah.
Oh, people love it.
Or meetup groups like meetup.com, or like, my Facebook group, the Wasatch Singles Mingle. We all did an event a couple weeks ago where we went and saw Steve's show.
Oh, yeah. I was there.
But you were.
I would think
But
so.
you were.
That's-
So you need to have events on your calendar. And if you don't, this is a solvable problem. And this is what effort and intention can definitely do, is help you put events on your calendar. And then hobby-based interactions, right? So if you don't have any hobbies with crossover appeal, maybe you get some. One of my clients signed up for a woodworking subscription type thing where you can go and use the tools at the wood shop, and
Oh.
That sounds like a way to meet
she
guys.
didn't know anything about
I mean, not
wood.
that only guys want to do woodworking.
Right, but
feel
I
like
mean, there's probably
Gonna
more.
probably be more than
Probably
Yeah.
more men
Yeah.
and women, or they have these indoor golf simulator things. Guess how many women are in there? Not very many.
not very many.
Yeah. So if you don't have any cross appealed hobbies, and vice versa, let's talk about hot yoga, right? Let's talk about
They
a
have-
Pilates
They have
class.
puppy yoga.
Oh,
Puppy
yes.
yoga.
I've
Oh,
been
yeah,
seeing
that
it
sounds
lately.
fun.
Yes.
Yeah, that sounds like a Steve Soelberg version of yoga.
Oh,
I
he
would
would
do
never get
that.
anything done. Except the problem is he wouldn't pay any attention to the women. He'd be like, dogs.
If I was a guy
okay.
that wanted to meet women, I would take up social dancing today. And I don't know how to do that, but they teach lessons. That's the format of these things. There's all these clubs and all these public places where
Yeah.
this is happening every single week. And people come and they teach a lesson for the first hour and a half, and there's all these women and fewer men. So if that's
true.
me-
Or line dancing, if you're into that type of
Yes.
lady.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. So here's the other thing. We don't want to, and this is true for investing, and which is also true for dating. We don't want to keep all your energy in one stock, especially if it doesn't yet have a proven track record. And in a dating sense, we sometimes do that by chasing after this person who is some kind of enigma to us and is giving us just enough, but not enough at the same time. And we have been chasing them for too long, right? If this happened with our money, we would be really worried, but it's easier for us to do that with our behavior when it comes to dating.
Yeah.
So what I'm really saying is you can and probably ought to be dating multiple people, especially if we're only in the beginning phases. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thoughts there.
Yeah. That
Okay,
makes
ready
sense.
for number 2? Do your due diligence. So ask questions, ask the right questions. So we did in our last episode, talk about questions to get to know me. Ask the right questions. And I also I would say make the right disclosures. Right? So you got to tell them who you are. It's not just this, I'm not just vetting them to make sure you're right for me. I also have to be
It's not a job
offering
interview.
things. Yeah, I also have to be offering things. And then I would say part of your due diligence is just making sure that we are good at spending time together. and
Yeah.
that we have a good experience. And I would like, I hear myself saying this all the time to clients, is that we need to, like, I hear so often that dating is exhausting. And I know that it is, but it doesn't have to be. If we are doing it right, it should be energizing. And the way that it gets more energizing is by being more intentional about being creative with things like play. Like, what can I do to be playful? And, we talked about in our last episode, AI. If your date is so boring and awkward, go use the powder room and put it to your phone. I am on a date right now at Chili's and it is dragging. And I think that
At the
there's some
airport
potential
Chili's.
here. Help me. Like, how can I save this date? Put that into your phone.
Oh, interesting.
Ask that question. Ask that question
Okay,
to
hang on.
ChatGPT.
And if ChatGPT says run,
That's right.
Put that scenario in.
I'm
Okay, I'm going
recording.
to talk to it really fast. Hang on.
You can talk into the mic too. You're leaning away.
Well, I just feel bad. I'm on a date at Chili's and it's going really bad, period. What are things I can do to help make this better? Does that sound okay?
Yeah.
If he comes back with doing cartwheels,
Says, oh no, I got you. Here are a few things you can try to turn the date around or at least survive it with grace. If you want to salvage it, change the topic to something light or funny. Try asking what's the most ridiculous thing that's ever happened to you at a restaurant. Humor can break the tension. Be curious. Sometimes people open with the right question. What's something random you're really passionate about? Or what was your dream job as a kid? Find a shared interest. Move locations if possible. Suggest grabbing dessert somewhere else. A change of scenery can help reset the vibe. But then it says, if it's just not happening, be politely honest. Say something like, I don't think we're clicking romantically, but I really appreciate meeting you. Then ask for the check. Wow, that is so love on the spectrum right there.
Yeah, it is.
That
The last
is
one.
so
little practical.
the classic blame an early morning. I've got an early day tomorrow, but it was nice meeting you. Text a friend for an emergency out. Stay kind, but set boundaries. You don't owe anyone a long evening if it's not going well. And then it says, want help crafting a casual wrap this up line just in case? I'm going to say yes, please. It says, here are a few graceful and kind ways to wrap up things if you're ready to bounce. Chill and polite. Hey, I really appreciate meeting up tonight. I don't think it's quite the connection I'm looking for, but I wish you all the best. To me, that's more of a text. I don't know if I have the guts to say that in person.
Yeah.
Then it says, if it's super awkward, but you want to stay kind, I'm not really feeling a spark, but I appreciate you taking the time to meet up. But then it says, flirty exit if you're trying to be soft but firm. You're sweet, but I think we might be better off as people who say hi at Chili's.
Oh my gosh.
I love that.
So I think those are some really good ideas and will give you some inspiration on what
Yeah.
we could do here, how we could make this better. I actually have a list of, and if anybody wants this list, contact me through my website.
Yes.
And I will email it to you because it's a really great list of I think it's 10 or 12 ideas that are table talk, momentum shifters. And for example, one of them is we do this menu roulette thing where we just close your eyes and point at something and you just order it, right? And who knows what it's going to be.
Yeah.
And then we are obligated to eat it, right? So that would bring some adrenaline, right?
Yeah,
and
that's
it would
fun.
really shift the momentum of it. And then there's, I would also say, what resources, this is not going well, what resources do you have at your disposal that you're not using? Well, I bet you both have a phone and you both have a camera roll on that phone, right? We could kind of scroll through and show me 3 pictures from this month. And that will help me get an idea of what your life is like.
Mm-hmm.
Or there's toothpicks. Maybe we could build a log cabin out of toothpicks. Just do something playful. And that's what's going to make your date. Are you going to sneeze?
I
Is it
thought
going to
so.
happen?
Sorry, I'm making weird faces. I have loud
I was
sneezes.
prepared to hold something up.
I was too.
But that's what's going to make this date stand out and be memorable because most people who are going on first dates are actually not putting that much intention. But if you're doing your due diligence, then you can get out of this phase and not have to do it.
Apologize for the smell and leave abruptly. You're out. So sorry for the smell. I have to leave.
I should have left already.
Oh my gosh.
Wait, did Barbie just laugh at a fart joke?
I
think
did.
so.
Occasionally I
It was
do.
unexpected. That's why.
So, Steve, let me tell you, we were talking last time about the intros that they do for Love on the Spectrum. I think we showed it to you, like
Oh,
the
right.
the two things they like and the two things they don't like, and it has to be quirky.
I've been thinking about it all week.
Oh my gosh. I'm always coming up with new ones, but mine was the things I don't like was loud bass in cars and potty humor. Because I don't love he knows I don't like bathroom humor.
No.
And so they were laughing.
What are
about
yours?
Yeah, and we never
things.
got your two.
Two
What
things
was
you,
it?
because he
Two
Two
wasn't
things
here.
that you like and two things that you don't, but make them kind of specific.
They have to be oddly specific.
Oh, things I like. I don't know if this is fun. I like minty toothpicks,
Oh.
Yeah, that's a good one.
and I always have them with me. I almost always have them with me.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
they're in my car right now. If we all want to,
I want
I'm
to do
good.
that.
it makes
with
us
you.
look really
I want
cool,
to have
I
a
think.
group toothpicking.
Do you flick it when you're done with it like it's a cigarette?
Well, I have a problem. I chew them too much, and eventually they start to splinter, and I start to. What I love, I hate. Because now I'm like, well,
Now you have a sliver in your
A
lip.
mush stick?
Do you
yeah.
remember there was this great movie in the late 80s or early 90s? I think it was like Uncle Buck or something.
Oh, I love
And the
Okay.
guy is like taking a toothpick and he's like rotating it like in his
The
mouth.
jail.
Uh-huh.
Do you know
They
what I'm
flip
talking
it.
about?
Yeah, I can do it.
And then he gets like stuck and he's
Oh,
like,
Yes.
what
Oh.
movie is that?
It might be
Is it
Uncle
Uncle
Buck,
Buck?
Oh, it's a nightmare.
but I could see that.
That's one of my favorite.
I don't know if
My
I've
favorite ways to flex is to show your toothpick tricks that you can do with your mouth.
check this out. I don't do that trick very often.
Okay, here's one. We are low on time, so I'm going to skip a
Word.
few. Know when to cut your losses, right? So this is true with an investment. You don't keep throwing good money after bad, right? And the same thing is true with our dating. If we're dating the wrong person, it is so tempting to be like, oh, but we've already been together 6 months and I don't want to start over. And so maybe I can salvage this and we stay longer and longer. And then it's 6 years and
Yep.
we've given up so much opportunity in that time. Right. So really
Sunken
know when to
cost
cut.
fallacy.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Smart comments on that.
I've got a thought on that maybe I'm reading into the investment side too much, but about 15 years ago, Delta Airlines went through like a bankruptcy.
Oh,
and
yeah.
their stock dropped to like 50 cents a share. And I bought 1,000 shares because I was
Dang.
like, that's cheap. And at the time, my thought was the government's not going to let an airline go under. They're going to bail them
true.
out. So they're going to come back. This is a sure thing. So for 6 months, I waited and waited and waited, and it never got anywhere. And so it was just a break even that I sold it.
Oh,
And then the
no.
next couple of months, it shot up to like $15 a share.
Oh, you
And now it's
loser.
like up to 50, 60.
Yeah.
I would
Yeah.
have made tons of money.
Yeah.
So that's not I think the difference in a sunk cost fallacy is that you actually are losing along the way. I think that there's sometimes an investment can take a little while. The timing of it can change based on how much the timing
Money
happens. but-
can.
Money
Yeah.
can. But I think that the part of the sunk cost thing when it comes to relationships is after a certain period of time, you know if it's not going to go somewhere. It's not a market pressure thing or some plane goes into the World Trade Center kind of randomness, right? You'll know if something's going to stick.
So I had this client several years back now, and she had been with somebody over 5 years, and it was good, but it wasn't great. And she wanted to have kids and get married and like all those things. And none of that had happened in 5 years. And so she hired me and we did all the things that we could to really communicate in a positive way what her desires were, her ultimate desires were. And it just made him furious and it ended up ending their relationship. And then she married the very next guy she dated. Right. So like if there's hope for this, we've sunk a lot into it. I get it. We want to salvage this if it's salvageable. And there are lots of things you can do to do that. But ultimately, you're going to find out one way or the other. And that's what we need to do when we're that far in,
Yeah.
is really figure out if this is going somewhere. Okay. Last thing I want to talk about here is And this is so good. Nick brought up the dark side of AI and how it can be used for evil. So there is a lot of romance scams in this world. And so we're going to talk about like investor red flags.
Okay.
Like, these are the things that we need to be aware of. Okay. Too good to be true energy.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say Marie Osmond is reaching out to you. Let's say you're a 70-year-old man.
Okay, there you go. That makes
Maria
more sense.
husband is reaching out to you,
Yeah.
and all of a sudden she's run into you on the internet, and she needs your help. Doesn't that seem a little too good to be true? What are some other
Most
too good to be
people would
true
think so.
things that we could get duped by?
Love bombing. Like really excessive love bombing, because it can feel great at first when it's just like, you're so amazing, everything about you is great, I'm gonna bring you gifts, I'm gonna bring you this, we agree on everything. It's like when it's too much,
We
that
should be real wary.
just be a little cautious.
Mm-hmm. Nikki?
Oh, I'm thinking I don't have one yet.
I mean, I just learned that Marie Osmond is married right now.
He just looked it up on his phone.
To her first husband that they were divorced
it's their
from.
second
Yep.
marriage, which is funny.
Okay, I would say lack of transparency. This goes with that love bombing thing. Like, how come I can't come to your house? How come I can't know any of these things about you?
Yeah.
Let's see.
Just did a little of my own math, by the way. That $500 investment in Delta stock would have brought me $42,000
Oh my
today.
gosh.
Oh, you sucker!
I was so dumb.
That's
And
so
it's
bad.
down right now.
Yeah, $42 a share.
Could have been even
The
more.
Steve Sokol's investment strategy is to sell half. That way, you
Oh, you
if
can
something good happens, you at least get to
Oh, that's
experience
interesting.
half.
I do that.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
same with people.
Here's the other red flag: inconsistent communication.
Yeah.
Right? So this is like akin to a volatile market.
Mhm.
Market. Either it's all or nothing, or you're the best thing that's ever happened to me, and then you don't hear from them for 4 days in a
Yep.
row.
And is the opposite of that also a red flag or nah? Too much communication.
Yeah, I think that could be a red
Like
flag
early
too.
on,
Yeah.
where they're like, "What are you doing?"
They need you.
You're like, I don't
they
know,
need
we
you
just went
24/7,
out.
and
Yeah.
they expect. One of my clients sent me a text that she's been talking to this guy online for a couple of days, 4 or 5 days, and he's messaged her, late at night and asked a question, and morning came, and mornings are a rush, right? So she didn't get to respond to him, and it was like 1:00, and he sent her I'll take it by your silence that you're not interested.
Yes.
And she's like, what? I was, but now I'm not.
Yeah. Is
Yes.
it rude
I
to admit
can't-
that I have like 5 people in my life who I'm happy to have them text me what's going on? But everybody else, I am super annoyed with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I just get a
Don't
text from
obligate me.
what's going on? I'm like,
Don't give me a
I don't know,
task."
man. I'm never going to reply to it.
Okay, last 2 things is poor treatment of exes.
Yes.
So if they can't say anything nice,
Yep.
and then no growth or mindset or vision. Right? They don't see where this is going and don't see a need to plan anything.
Yeah.
That could be a problem. So anyway, I hope that's helpful.
I like
in
that.
kind of planning out and looking at the metaphor, and we're real careful sometimes with our money and less with our heart, and maybe we could balance those out. I don't know if that speaks to everybody, but hopefully it speaks to someone.
I love it. I actually think that's a really good way to look at it. And if
Yeah.
you want more information on it, contact Kristin, because she has so many
I
points
have
that
just
she didn't have
so
time
much
to do.
say. I'll never be able to say it all. If you have questions, specific ones, or situations or scenarios that you don't know how to handle, I am an expert at this. I've made it my life's work.
Yes.
I'm a human encyclopedia of getting through these things in this most efficient way possible. So reach me through my website and join the Facebook group Wasatch Singles Mingle. And Steve, when are you appearing next? Where are you going?
I'm at sea for like the next while. So I got, yeah, no, I don't think I have anything local till like June.
Okay, so we'll hit you back in June.
Yeah, grab me in June.
Where will you be in June? Do you know?
I am going to be in, I think, Boise, and then what's the fancy resorty place that's in Idaho?
Oh, that's
Sun
up
Valley.
Sun Valley.
Sun Valley.
Yeah.
Oh, I was going to say Coeur d'Alene.
Yeah, oh, that is nice too.
Oh,
Sun Valley's where the millionaires are.
Yeah.
gotcha.
Where else should we go? Let me know.
He's also
Just
available
kidding.
for corporate events and
Have you ever played Ruby's Inn?
No.
In Bryce
Sounds
Canyon.
great. Oh, in Bryce Canyon.
Yeah.
Do they have
They have
comedians there?
I don't know.
They should.
They have a big it's a big thing.
Shows at Ruby's Inn.
I think they gotta have some kind of theater where they
I
do
love
like
Bryce Canyon.
melodramas and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I bet you they. Anyway, I think that'd be
I
fun.
love a good melodrama.
I do
Interesting.
love Bryce Canyon. It's one of my favorites.
Marshmallow drama.
Okay, Nick, what's going on with you?
Going to Italy.
Yeah, that's right.
Nick Galetti's going to the homeland. That's inappropriate.
Lay back and do it as a paraplegic Italian.
Let's do paraplegic Italian. Nick Galetti's going home. Nick Galetti. Ooh. Welcome. Nicholas, could you please feed me? I need
Through a
more.
straw.
Some straw things with soupies. Can you liquefy spaghetti, Nicoletti?
Spaghetti smoothie? Sure.
I would like a liquid. That sounds delicious.
Soelberg.
It weighs you. That's the weird thing. You can't get right into the lean back. It weighs you first.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Shape check.
End this episode.
Okay.
Sorry.
So I was gonna read some stuff from TikTok.
Oh, I love Italy, though.
Yes, you do.
Talk
Sorry,
more
Nick, did
about
you want to
Italy.
talk about
I
Italy?
feel like I interrupted it.
We're gonna go for just a few more minutes, but if you'd like to talk
Go,
about
no,
Italy.
go ahead. I'll tell more when I get back.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
So there was a TikTok prompt today. What is happening over
Sorry,
there? Is
I
there a
don't know.
bomb
It's done,
going?
it's done measuring him. Now it's going to start.
Measuring.
I
now-
ruined it.
Measuring.
Okay, so it is, somebody said, tell me the most unhinged reason you didn't go on a second date with someone. So this one said, he always used tee-hee instead of LOL via text.
I think I read that one, and they said, "Settle down, Michael Jackson."
I didn't see that. Somebody said, in a similar vein, I had a guy write and say ote instead of okay.
Oh
Oh
boy.
my gosh.
Somebody said, I was talking about my upcoming trip to the Netherlands, and I said I'd be visiting Anne Frank's house, and he asked if she was a friend of mine.
Oh.
I will say, why did only women answer this?
That's not that unhinged, is
I don't
it?
know.
Because you sent a few of these, and it was only women
It is all women, isn't
giving
it?
icks.
Because
Do
men
men
don't
not
take
have
men
icks,
don't
or-
take the time to do this. No, they have plenty of icks. Believe me.
We do. Yeah, we just
yeah,
don't
it's
talk
scalp
about them.
smell.
Scalp
Yeah.
smell.
Scalp
That's a
smell.
bad
You are
one.
so
Oh,
right.
if you have
Yeah.
a bad
That's so
scalp smell.
specific
Yep,
and gross.
It's scalp smell. It's anyway. That's another story.
Do you know
for
what
another
one of
day.
my weird icks is with guys? If they wear sunglasses with white frames. Nope.
Oh no, can't do that.
Absolutely
Yeah.
not in
Why?
any way.
It's a douche
really?
thing.
It's a douche thing.
Is it? Okay.
But
I
the
don't see
funny
it very
thing is,
often.
I actually know some really good guys that wear them, but every time they wear them, I'm like, ew.
you got to.
Ew.
And the bedazzled
Wow.
jean pockets.
Oh,
What about
God.
wooden frames? I just got one that
no,
was
it's just
like
fine.
that.
It's just white is a no
The
go.
white.
Right.
Okay.
White is bad.
Keep
Wait, I'm
rolling.
going to read you just a few more. Somebody said, I left a first date before the concert even began because he air quoted that he had gotten arrested for, quote unquote, domestic violence.
Oh, that's
Oh,
not
my
unhinged at
word.
all. Get out of there.
No air quote domestic. Well, supposedly it was domestic violence. I thought it was just horseplay.
Okay.
Oh yeah. No, I'm looking up
What?
I'm looking up white sunglasses.
See?
Total douche.
I hate them. I hate them
The
so
Oakleys
much.
are the worst ones.
The Oakleys, where it's like colored.
Yeah.
Like the little bit of the colored frame
Yeah.
with the. I hate it.
Girls
Okay.
hate that.
This one said he would not turn his blinker off. He would leave it on until the next time he turned or switched lanes.
That takes a lot of effort.
This is a good one. A song on the radio came on, and I said, "Oh, I love this song." So he changed the station and said, "It's my car. I get to choose the I get to choose the music."
She made
That's
a good
not
choice there.
unhinged.
That's not an ick. That's a jerk.
He said I look like his mom, and then he winked at me.
Ew.
What?
What in the
That's not
Oedipus is going
unhinged.
on? That's so unattractive.
Get right out of that car.
You look like my mummy. And she is hot.
Daddy like.
Daddy like.
think we got to stop right there. That was the perfect way to end it.
Ended on a daddy
My
life.
goodness.
All right.
Nice.
Oh my gosh, you guys, thank you so much for putting up with our very random podcast, but hopefully you guys got some entertainment out of it.
Yep.
And if you have any suggestions for future episodes, always let us know. Kristin Sokol is always available through her website or on Wasatch Single
Mingle.
Mingle
Or
on
you can find me
Facebook.
on Instagram, Kristin Sokol. I'm easy.
It's very exciting stuff. Steve can always be hired for his comedy genius. Nick is just awesome.
Nick has taken producing gigs for if you've got a podcast or something
Very
that needs
narrow
edited.
window for that,
He's
yeah.
got
That's true.
a rarely open door at this for like
true.
a client.
client.
That's right. The right one. I'm dating clients right now. Let's see which one I'm going to hook
If
up
you
with.
need a wedding dress, you can go to BarbieAndBridal.com
Yeah.
and find a local
because you've been
retailer.
listening to this podcast a long time,
I think
right.
and
Steve's-
it worked.
I think Steve's going to add one of these to his performance rider in a massage
Oh,
chair.
yeah.
Do the whole show from a
One
massage chair.
$5,000.
Nobody's
massage
doing
chair.
nobody's
I
doing
promise you it is
stand up
nowhere
from a
near that.
massage chair.
We will try to post some photos and possibly a video of Steve in this massage chair because you need the visual. It's the best part.
It is pretty fun.
Okay, you guys,
Oh,
thank
he's
you
leaning
so
back.
much.
He's leaning back.
Enjoy your evening.
Say we'll see you again next time. What is that thing that we say?
Let's do it
see
again
you
sometime.
next time. Good
Hey,
times.
let's do it again sometime.
Oh, let's do it again sometime.